Magandang araw, AWSH Waldorf School. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to increase your knitting stitches. Okay, but first let's review. In this sample project, we have cast on 40 stitches and made 12 rows of 40. And then on the last video, I taught you how to make a decrease. Okay, so we had here, that is through casting off, and then we made 14 rows of 18 stitches. So to continue with this project where we will copy this part on this part, then we would need to increase. Okay, so to do that, we will cast on. So if it's decrease, we cast off. If it's increase, we cast on. But we will not have to start from the very beginning, but only from where we left off. Okay, so I will be casting on 11. So this is 1, 2. So I just pulled my yarn, put it on my thumb and my pointer, get from my thumb and my pointer, and then pull. Just how you would regularly cast on. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so now that we have cast on 11, we will just have to knit as usual, and that is by moving these to our other knitting needle. Okay, so we just into the front door, go to the back, peep through the window, and out comes Jack. Into the front door, go to the back, peep through the window, and out comes Jack. You would see here a bit of a gap, and that's fine. That is like your working space. And sometimes you would also need to help your yarn and your needle by pulling your yarn to give your needle space to go through. Okay. This only happens when doing this kind of cast on, but after you finish this, then it will be easier and smoother. Okay, so there. And also this will make you practice working with yarns that are not a single ply. What you have is a 5-ply like this one. So this will require you extra effort in keeping them together at all times. And the key there is by pulling. Okay. Oops. Almost done. See how sometimes only 4 strands or 3 strands. So we have to make sure we get all 5 strands or ply. Okay. And this is the last one. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So last one from our cast on, and then we just knit as usual continue knitting our 18 stitches, and then we will repeat what we have done on this side to the other side, and I'll be showing you that. Okay. Oops, 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 oops. There you go. So I have cast on here 11, so I'll continue knitting. See how it becomes smoother? So you can knit faster. It is only at the beginning that it's quite challenging. Okay, so we have reached our 18th stitch. So that's 11 here and then 18, and we will make another set of 11 on the other side. So we will have to repeat what we have done earlier, and that is by casting on 11. Okay, let me show that to you once again. So I pull my needle, put it on my thumb and my pointer, get from my thumb and my pointer, and that counts as one cast on. Repeat 10 times to make 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do not make it so tight. Every time you cast on, do not make it tight, otherwise it becomes difficult. Sometimes you can also use 2 needles, and that should save some space. Okay, but that is applicable when you're casting on at the beginning of a project. Okay, so let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So just one last. There you go. So I see we have cast on 11 here, continued knitting 18, and then cast on 11 again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. And then we will knit as usual. And that would count, when we finish that, that would count as our first row. And we will repeat this. We will complete 12 rows of 40 stitches, which will balance our front and back limbs of our knitted animal project. Okay, so I will just continue knitting this until the end. And then on my next video, I'm going to teach you how to make the neck and the head through another kind of stitch called purling. Okay, so knitting is going to the back. Purling is the opposite, so we would be going in front. And when we combine knitting and purling, that's one row of knitting and one row of purling, then we will have a stockinette stitch. This one is garter stitch. Okay, so I will be teaching you another kind of stitch. So when you have a stockinette, if you would observe, you would see that in your socks, that has a smooth finish. That's why I thought of using that for our animals' neck and head to distinguish it from the body. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Last 2. 10 and 11. And then I just go on . So please complete 12 rows. So we're just copying this part. Okay. I hope you got what I meant by how to increase.